Now more than ever, celebs are facing extreme invasions of privacy in the comfort of their own homes. And right now we're going to break down some recent celeb home invasion incidents, as well as what celebs are doing to take action. More frequently, we are seeing celebrity home invasions to the point where many have been forced to take drastic measures, such as restraining orders, added security, and in some cases, fleeing their own homes for good. Now, this isn't a new occurrence and can be traced back years, even before the infamous series of Bling Ring heists back in 2010, when a group of teens served time in prison for robbing celebrity homes in Los Angeles. The OC actress Rachel Bilson was one of the common victims of the heist, having been hit 5 different times, to which she recently recalled the incident during a podcast, saying, quote, "I guess they came into my house 5 different times and took everything, and even one girl gave an interview, she was like, I got so comfortable going in her house, I took a shit in her bathroom." Anyone else feel like that's actually more invasive than just snagging a Rolex and bouncing? More recently though, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello had fallen victim to a similar incident earlier this month, when a group of robbers entered through their windows while they were in the house, only to steal the keys to their Mercedes G-Wagon.
Shortly after the crooks fled the scene, police were called and the LAPD started their investigation, and according to TMZ, so far one suspect has been arrested.
Thankfully, neither Shawn nor Camila were harmed, and additionally they were said to have not had a face-to-face run-in with the burglars, and Shawn's G-Wagon has since been found in Beverly Hills unharmed earlier this week. Meanwhile, 3 storage units containing millions of dollars of Beyoncé's possessions were also broken into and robbed not once but twice last month, as law enforcement sources revealed to TMZ that the burglars made off with over $1 million of her valuables, including expensive handbags and gowns. The storage units were not physically connected to her home and were being rented out by her production company Parkwood Entertainment when the burglars got away with the robbery the first time. But just a week later, they came back and took down other units in the same facility. They reportedly jacked handbags, kids' toys, and even photos belonging to one of Beyoncé's stylists. The LAPD is also on this case, although similarly to Shawn and Camila's incident, no arrests have been made thus far. Now, other break-ins and break-in attempts, however, have left some celebrities fearing for their lives, like Niall Horan, whose $7 million London penthouse was broken into last August after a 29-year-old man jumped onto his balcony from a nearby property. The suspect reportedly gained access to his property after following a resident inside the apartment block, to which the intruder was confronted by Niall's personal assistant who called security. Thankfully, Niall wasn't home at the time of the incident, as the man was found completely incoherent and reportedly on drugs, to which he attempted to come back the following day until he was arrested by law enforcement officers. The trespasser pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of burglary with intent last December, but he was kept in custody and will now have to stand trial later this year in July. Although not home at the time, Niall was said to be shocked and shaken upon hearing the news, but we can only assume that he's taken extra safety precautions since his return home. Drake was faced with a similar incident last month when a woman armed with a knife tried to get onto his 50,000 square foot estate in Toronto, Canada while he was home, and even struck a security guard with a metal pipe. A source for the Toronto Police Department told The Sun that the female intruder, quote, "did not gain any kind of entry into the property and there were no injuries," adding, "It is not clear what she was doing at the residence, but she had no communication whatsoever with the homeowner." Needless to say, she was immediately arrested, and the good news is that no Canadian rappers were harmed in the plotting of this intrusion. And just last week, we reported on a series of terrifying incidents that went down on and around Kendall Jenner's Beverly Hills property after not one, but 2 different men in their 20s had their sights set on her. She was forced to take extreme precautions, so far as to get a restraining order against one man whom she claimed traveled across the country in an attempt to reportedly shoot her just before turning the gun on himself. But just the day before Kendall was granted the restraining order, TMZ reported that another trespasser, 27-year-old Shaquan King, snuck past security at 2 a.m. and banged on Kendall's windows and yelled her name, all while she was home, to which he then stripped down and took a dip in her pool. Shaquan was quickly detained by security guards and was ultimately arrested for misdemeanor trespassing, but clearly didn't get the memo because just hours after being released from jail, he somehow got a hold of Kendall's sister, Kylie Jenner's address, and showed up to her gated community. He was quickly arrested again for felony stalking, and yet another restraining order has been granted. Now, after all of these terrifying cases, Kendall refused to take any more chances and actually left her home, in which she purchased just 3 3 years ago for the same reason, aka to distance herself from the weirdos of the world. Thankfully, celebrities are never typically harmed during these home invasions, but the lack of privacy they face on a daily basis is truly troubling, especially considering the lengths that they're forced to go to ensure their safety. But for more details on how Kendall is taking action after her terrifying home invasions, click right over here for another Clevver News video, and then let us know your thoughts on all of these home invasions down in the comment section below. I'm your host, Emil Ennis Jr. You can find me on Instagram at Emil Ennis Jr., and I'll see you soon right back here on Clevver News. Bye, y'all.